Welcome to Macmo Academy. Dear students, in this video we are starting the chapter Coordinate Geometry, which is the ninth chapter in the SLOs of grade 9 mathematics. So our topic number 1 is actually distance formula, but before doing distance formula, we will understand what is mean by coordinate geometry. So as you already know, coordinate means points on the graph. So we have a graph, let's say y-axis and x-axis. So this is x positive, this is x negative, this is y positive, this is y negative. We call this a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane or xy plane. Here, this point is actually origin. It consists of 0, 0, 0, comma 0. 0, comma 0 is called origin. These things will help us in the MCQs as the first SLO of this particular chapter asks us about coordinate plane because we are doing coordinate geometry. So by using the points on the coordinate plane, we will discuss the geometry, means the shapes. So when we talk about the coordinate plane, so you know that for example, if I am saying that plot 3 comma minus 1. So what does it mean? It is an order pair. So the first value always represents x and the second value always represents y. And remember, x coordinate is also called abscissa and y coordinate. These terminologies will help you in the MCQs. It's called ordinate. So these are another names of x, y values. Abscissa and ordinate. So for example, if it is written plot 3 comma minus 1, or if you want to locate 3 comma minus 1. So 3 is the value of x and it is positive, so it must be over here. For example, if the scaling is like this, so it must be 3 over here, and minus 1 means that it will not be over here, it will be over here. So minus 3 comma minus 1 means this point. This is 3 comma minus 1. If I want to plot another point, minus 6 comma minus 2, then minus 6 must be on the left side. Minus 6 comma minus 2 means 6 steps on the left of the x-axis and 2 steps downward from the origin. So it must be over here somewhere. So this is how you plot or locate the points on the coordinate system. So coordinate system consists of xy values, x-axis, y-axis. There is origin as well. One more thing which is very important over here is quadrants. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2 and quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So whenever we plot the points, so we also tell it that in which quadrant this point lies. For example, this point that we have plotted 3 comma minus 1 is in the fourth quadrant. This point is in the third quadrant. This area is called the second quadrant. And this area is called the first quadrant. To remember it, you need to remember the letter C. Letter C. It is starting from first, second, third and fourth quadrant. So in first quadrant, x and y both are positive. In the second quadrant, x is negative and y is positive. In the third quadrant, both are negative, and in the fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative. So this is how it works. These things will help us in the MCQs and in other topics as well, and these are your prior knowledge. You already have done graphs and you all know about it. So this is the revision from your knowledge that you already have. So this is it from this particular SLO, that what is mean by coordinate system, horizontal axis, vertical axis, x-axis, y-axis, plotting the points, reading the points, quadrants. And remember one more thing, that these lines, x-axis line and y-axis line, are not the part of any quadrant. Actually, the quadrant is the area between these two axes. This area is called the first quadrant. The lines are not included. This area is called the second quadrant. The lines are not included. This area is called the third quadrant. The lines are not included. And similarly, this area is called the fourth quadrant. These lines of axis are not included over here. It means that, for example, if you have a point 0 comma 2, it says that x is 0 and y is 2, so it will be on over here. So this is not part of any quadrant, it is on y-axis. So these are negative or positive y-axis. So these terminologies are very important because these things will help us in the MCQs. Now, after understanding coordinate system, xy plane, let's discuss what is mean by distance formula, and let's do the questions related to it. So what is mean by distance formula? For example, if you have 2 points on the graph, point A and point B, and you want to find the distance between them, or in other words, if you want to find the distance between two objects which are from some distance from each other. So distance means how much you need to travel from this point to this point. That's what it means. For doing it, what you need to do, you need to show it like this. Because when we talk about the distance formula, so there is some distance on the x-axis and there is some distance on the y-axis, right? So what is the distance over here? The vertical distance. The vertical distance will be y2 minus y1. For example, if this point says x1 comma y1, and this point says x2 comma y2, you know that points are represented with the values of x and y. So to find the distance between them, what you need to do, you need to find the difference between, this is vertical, so you will call it y2 minus y1, and this is horizontal, you need to call it x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1, horizontal difference. And what this shape is, it is a right angle triangle, and you want to find the distance. So actually you are trying to find the hypotenuse. This is, I am trying to tell you the derivation of the distance formula, although this is not the part of the SLO, but it is written in the SLOs that describe distance formula. So that's how you describe it, that which concept is applied in the derivation of the distance formula. So that's why it is important to understand it. So you already know that you can apply Pythagoras theorem over here. Hypotenuse is actually the distance between these 2 points. So what will you do? Hypotenuse square is equals to perpendicular square plus base square. Okay, so you will write, when I will apply square root on both sides, we will get this, because I don't want the formula, I don't want the square of the distance, I want only the distance. So I will remove the square, and for that I need to apply the square root on both sides. So this is how the square will cancel, and this will come over here. So now put the values of perpendicular and base, and it is fine that if you will put this over here first or this over here first, it will not affect the solution. So I will write x2 minus x1 in place of perpendicular. It's okay if you will write y2 minus y1 first, it will not change the formula, I am repeating again. And then there is a square on it, plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and it is in the square root. So this is the distance formula. This is the distance formula for any 2 points, for any 2 objects. which are placed on the xy plane. So this is applicable when we are talking about the distance between 2 points. Distance between 2 points. Over here, this is actually, if you talk about this one, so this is the distance between AB, point A and point B. And it will also not affect if you will do the x1 minus x2y. These points are very important so that you will remember the easy things. You need to find the difference between these 2 points, and it is okay if you will find 6 minus 5 or 5 minus 6. In this one you will get 1, in this one you will get minus 1. It is affecting, but over here there is a square as well. So the square of the positive number or square of the negative number will give you same answer. So that's why the order does not matter in this formula, that if you are doing x1 minus x2 or x2 minus x1. Yes, what will be the affecting area? That if by mistake you will subtract x1 with y1, that will change your answer or it will be incorrect. So remember that you need to subtract the horizontal portion, means x with x, okay, and y with y. And then it's okay if you will put y1 first or y2 first, that will not affect your answer, because in the end you need to find the square. So now let's do a question related to the distance formula, and then we will see some its uh, variation in the question, that how many types of the questions could be asked from this formula. So note this down. This is somehow the derivation and the description of the distance formula. Now let's do some questions related to it. Alright, so this is the question over here, that find the distance between p minus 2 comma 1 and q 4 comma 9. So you need to find the distance between p and q. So you can write pq is equals to x2 minus x1. So as I already told, that it is not necessary that I will take this one as x1 and y1 and this one as x2 and y2. It is also correct if I will take this one as x2 and y2 and this one as x1 and y1. It will not change the answer. So we need to do x2 minus x1. So if I am taking this one as x1 y1 and this one as x2 y2, I will do 4 minus of the formula, and then minus 2 plus y2 minus y1. So y2 is 9 and y1 is 1, and then there is a square on it. Now students do this mistake, that they sometimes cancel the square with the root. No, this is not the case. It will happen if there is only one square and then a square root, but there are two different squares, so you cannot cancel them. Don't do this mistake. Now solve it. You will get 4 minus minus plus 2. It will become 4 plus 6, sorry, 4 plus 2 square, plus 9 minus 1 will be 8 square. So you will get 6 square plus 8 square under root. So 6 square is 36 and 8 square is 64. Finally you will get under root 100, and you know that the square root of 100 is 10. So the distance between PQ or these 2 points is 10 units. Right now there is no unit given, as you know that distance is in centimeter, meter, millimeter, kilometer, but right now no distance is given, so you will use the word units for the in the answer. So this is how we apply distance formula in our questions related to the distance between 2 points. And I am repeating that the order does not matter, and the common mistake that the students do is cancelling of the square with the square root. Don't do that. You will take the square root in the end, and you are allowed to use the simple calculator. So if it is not a perfect square, you can use simple calculator to find the square root of the value. So this is how we use the basic or solve the basic question by using distance formula. Now let's see some variety. Okay everyone, if you look at this question, it is written that points A, B and C are making a triangle. And you know that for triangle you need 3 points. You will join them and it will become a triangle. And it is written what type of triangle is ABC. So you know that there are some types of the triangles: equilateral, scalene, isosceles, right angle triangle. So if you want to find the type of the triangle, it is application based question of the distance formula. So there is one way that we will draw it on the graph paper. This is one of the way. It will be counted correct. It is not necessary that you will apply distance formula, but sometimes you will not be able to do it. You will not be able to draw the figure. So what you need to do, you can easily apply distance formula in this question to find the answer. First of all, you know that there are 3 points A, B, C. So it means that there are 3 sides as well. Distance formula is already given in the question, but still you need to remember it so that you can relate it with the question. So if there are 3 points A, B, C, so you must have 3 sides A, B, B, C, and A, C. And remember that distance means distance between 2 points means sides. Okay, distance means side of a shape. So first of all, we can find AB, BC, and AC, and then we will find out that which type of triangle is ABC. So first of all, if you want to find AB, for AB, the formula is same: x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 square. So x2, 3 minus 0 will be 3 square, right? And y2 minus y1, 4 square. So it will come 9 plus 16 is equals to under root 25 is equals to 5. So this is AB. Okay. Now let's find BC. So for BC we have B and C. x2 minus x1 will be 6 minus 3, 3 square. y2 minus y1 will be minus 4 square. So we will get 9 square. 4 4s are 16. 25. It is also coming 5. They both are coming same. Now the third one is AC. So for AC also we will apply the formula AC. So x2 minus x1 means 6 square, and then 0 minus 0 will be 0. So you will leave it as it is. So its answer will come 6. So these are the 3 sides of the triangle: 5, 5, and 6. So what is this type of triangle? Yes, in an equilateral triangle, you have all 3 sides equal. In an scalene triangle, you have all 3 sides different. But if you have 2 sides equal, you call this type of triangle as isosceles triangle. So this is how we apply distance formula to find the type of the triangle or to find any other thing related to the geometrical shape. That's why we call this chapter as coordinate geometry, because in this one we have used the formula, distance formula, and points which are related to coordinate system, and we have find out the type of the shape of the triangle, right, which is actually geometry. So together they are making coordinate geometry. So in the first question we understood that how to use the distance formula, and in the second question it is application based. We have actually find the type of the triangle by using the distance formula. So this is it from this video. In our next video of this series we will discuss midpoint formula, which is also very important and application based formula, and we will discuss that as well in our next video. For any query you can ask us, and if you have liked the video, don't forget to subscribe our channel.